Hello, class. It's come to my attention that some of you seem to be confused about what would be ethically correct and incorrect when using resources for your paper. In our employee handbook paper, I told you that it was okay to look at other handbooks. After all, we're not a legal class knowing how to write a whole bunch of jargon. We are focused on understanding the human resources side of the course. That being said, I've also made it very clear that it would be ethically immoral for you to copy and paste things into your paper. So let me give you an example of what would be okay and what would not be okay. Here's an employee handbook. I have a jury duty policy that I need to provide in my own employee handbook. This would be unethical. Even if I copied and pasted and moved things around and changed the fonts and entered my own name of my own business in here, this would be an example of something that would be unethical because all I did was copy and paste from somebody else's work. In order to figure out how to use these other resources and still be able to come up with a jury duty policy, this would be the way I would approach it. I would read the definition of jury duty and this particular company's policy for it. Think about it, ignore that page, and then type in my own words what I think the jury duty policy would be. I'm less impressed by legal jargon than I am what your intent is. So for example, I read this one here. It talks about all employees will be excused from working for jury duty. When summoned, they must provide the supervisor with notice. They're expected to return to reasonable time if they're excused from jury duty during working hours. And they must submit the jury duty at the employee's time record to the payroll department. They will be compensated up to 3 regular scheduled work days. And so I would ask myself what was important about that if I was an employee. Okay, I know that if I got jury summons, I would be excused, that I would need to tell my supervisor immediately once I got my notice for jury duty. If jury duty was cut short, I'd need to return back to work. I would need to submit a copy of my record to the payroll department, and I will be, in this case, compensated. I will still be paid for 3 days of jury duty. Okay, so then I would go ahead and say jury duty, and I would highlight those things that I just said, that employees will be paid for jury duty, or will be compensated for jury duty. And then I'm going to keep typing. I'm going to talk about you must inform your supervisor immediately upon notice of jury duty. I think of myself, what are the things? We go ahead and we type this, and I'll let you, edit this and make it look pretty. So when I'm done with all of this, I like the compensation policy. You will be compensated for up to 3 days of jury duty. Or maybe I decide my spa is going to be better. I'm going to say 5 days. Just to mix it up. Okay, now the most important thing, so say I added more to this, of course I would want you to add a little bit more to this. The most important thing that you can really do to protect yourself in an academic integrity point of view is that when I'm done typing all this, I make a note to myself, where did I find this? And I will go back, this is what I usually do, copy and paste my source. Just like that, I will go back and fill this out in a correct format in a works cited or reference page at the end of my paper. But I'll just push this on down and I will continue to type all of my different parts of the handbook, and at the very end I will clean this all up and make it presentable, because obviously just sending a hyperlink like that would not be an appropriate way to cite your source. But just so I can move on with writing my paper, that's what I would often do. And that way I don't forget that, yes, I did get some information from this place. All right? Not doing those things is going to severely impact your grade. If you're not citing where you found things, if you're not rewriting them in your own words, I consider that a violation of the academic integrity of the project. If you have any questions, please let me know and I will try to clarify them as much as possible. Thank you, and bye-bye.